Alright, this is the slowest hand we've seen so far. But it has our Crested Sunmare, which we haven't seen yet. We have a piece of interaction, we've got some cyclers, so I think I'm going to keep this. All our mana. Two drop was good. No 2-drop from him. I was kind of hoping he had a 2-drop though. Nope, he does. Alright, that's actually fine for me. I don't mind my worst creature getting Essence Scattered. Eternal. Ooh, Dauntless Haven was a good draw. He wants to unsummon aggressively again. Gonna take 2 here. No play, no land. It's a little worrisome. So that could represent. That tells me he might have something like Splendid Agony. I'll start with this. I'm just trying to decide if I want to cycle or use my Compulsory Rest this turn. I think I'll cycle the Jira's Resolve right now. Try to hit a 2-drop. Alright. Guessing there's a Splendid Agony end of turn here. Yep. It's fine. A little surprised that he didn't want to do it on his turn to get the Prowess trigger, but I guess he wanted to try to snipe another 1 toughness creature. Cyclist Limit. Doesn't look like it's going to be a good game for it. Another Dauntless Haven. I'm going to play my Sunmare and use my mana efficiently. Don't know if I'm actually going to get to trigger it at all this game, but I'll just play the 5/5. Yeah, counterspell, that's fine. Don't mind that so much. It's better for him to counter it actually than for him to continue putting out efficient threats. Because our hand is actually pretty well set up to play a longer game. I don't know how many more counterspells my opponent has. Either way, let's just play out a couple dudes. The Haven is the one I'd rather resolve, so I'll play it first in case he has a Censor. Oh, my screen is frozen though, so I'll let that take care of itself first. Oh, Moto. Never change. Ooh, Odyssey flashback drafts. Might check those out. Heard that was a good limited format. But I digress. Maybe that's why Moto crashes all the time, to get some free advertising in the middle of a match. Genius, I say. Okay. Loading back up. Let's try that again. Guessing it's like a Torment of Venom, maybe, end of turn. Or another counterspell. Oh, just a flash guy, that's fine. See how aggressive my opponent wants to play it. Pyramid. It's actually, among the least scary cards he could have played. I was expecting maybe like a bounce spell or something, but I'm more concerned about him winning early than him taking over the long game. Okay, a couple decisions to make. I think I like putting Compulsory Rest on the Reed Stalker here. I just have to decide if I would want to trade my solitary camel or not for the Kenra Eternal. And I think I probably do. It's not going to get any better for me on offense or defense, unless I decided I wanted to trade for the Spellweaver Eternal to offset the Afflict, but I don't think it's going to come to that. So let's go ahead and put this here, which will allow me to continue the beats with my my Dauntless Aven. Send in with both. Untap the camel. Yep, this trade happens. Play the Minotaur. It's going to need to do something pretty impactful every turn of the game for a couple turns, like just using the pyramid. If the game goes long enough, it'll give him a pretty substantial advantage, but don't know if the game will go long enough. Alright, Vizier is actually kind of annoying, because that lets him block the Dauntless Haven. So I can attack and exert the Emberhorn Minotaur, which would make it a 5/4, which is enough to get through his flyers, or his 2 blockers rather. Then I can play the Aven. See if he has a Cycler or a Unsummon. That sort of makes my plans a little less clear. I think I like still attacking here. I could also send in with the Aven and save it with Mighty Leap to ensure that I can continue the beats with my Minotaur. But I don't think I want to throw away resources just yet, just for an extra 2 damage. Well, it's like a more than 2 damage, because then we get an extra exert the turn after, but I think I still like this plan. Now we just try to close it out as soon as possible. Take this hit. Alright. Not going to attack with the Aven once again. Don't need to trade Mighty Leap for the Vizier just yet. I might do it next turn once I have a bigger attack set up. But for now I'm just going to do this. He's probably going to draw a card end of turn. Consign. Mildly annoying. Let me discard 2. Guess I'm getting rid of the Mighty Leap. I'll hold on to my Minotaur. Yeah. And I will offer the trade here, even for Eternal if he offers it. He does. Could have an Unsummon as well, but I don't mind too much if that's the case. Yep, just wants to trade. So we're tentatively ahead now. Now he's got time and resources on his side. If he can string together some interaction. Drawing his last card. Oh no, it's only used it once so far. Okay. It's not a bad draw. Doesn't change the math too much. My Minotaur will be lethal either way. The good news is he's going to have to double block my Minotaur to stay alive unless he has an unsummon. So he won't be able to make this favorable trade, which he might normally want to do. So we'll play the survivors for combat. And we'll exert an attack. So this will put him to 1, assuming he doesn't have an unsummon, which it doesn't look like he does. Yep, so this trade happens. Play another lethal threat. You can gain a little bit of life back, but we have 3 lethal bodies in play. Riddle form. Don't think that changes anything. Just go to combat, attack, exert. Does he have something? Right, that doesn't do it. Just send with these 2. And take 3. Oof. That was actually a pretty interesting match. I thought we were just going to run him over in game 1, and then games 2 and 3 were kind of nail biters as well. We just barely outraced him. And yeah, we were kind of on the cusp of getting buried under card advantage that game, but luckily we were able to get across the finish line in time. So we've made it to the finals. This is a single elimination, so happy that I got the 2-0, so now we get to get a full 3 matches in here.